So who exactly is Ian Bremmer? Well, as you can see here on the Wikipedia page, he's an American political scientist specializing in U.S. foreign policy, states in transition, and global political risk. President and founder of Eurasia Group, a political risk research and consulting firm in New York City, Washington, London, Tokyo, Sao Paulo, San Francisco, and Singapore. Okay, you get that. As December 2014, he's a foreign affairs columnist and editor-at-large in Time. For now, but we'll get to that in a minute. In 2013, he was named as a professor at New York University. Eurasia Group provides analysis and expertise in how to political developments and national security dynamics move markets and shape investment environments across the globe. Okay, it sounds pretty innocuous, right? But wait, what did he do? So, this is the guy who made up a quote attributed to Donald Trump as basically it's fake news. Where's the original one? Okay, here's the original. This is, Time magazine columnist Trump quote went viral. Then he admitted he made it up. And at this point, on the 26th, he refused to apologize. Okay. So, and matter of fact, when you're on Twitter and you're making a joke, usually let the reader know it's a joke. Like you put /s for sarcasm, or you'd say something like, I can only imagine Trump saying this. So here's his offending tweet. Let's see. Time magazine columnist Ian Bremmer Sunday tweeted a quote from President Donald Trump about North Korea dictator Kim Jong-un that quickly went viral, but it wasn't real. Quote, this is the tweet. President Trump in Tokyo. Kim Jong-un is smarter and would make a better president than sleepy Joe Biden. Okay? You gotta understand, this guy is usually pretty serious. You gotta understand, he works for a think tank. He's a columnist, so why would he do that? While Trump did praise the North Korean dictator's insult to former Vice President Joe Biden, okay, the president never said that what Bremmer quoted him saying because Bremmer made it up. Bremmer left the false post up for several hours before conceding that he made up the quote and deleting the tweet, which he defended as plausible. That's ridiculous. And so once he did that, the news media and the politicians that don't like President Trump went out as usual and basically said, how dare him, especially Ana Navarro, this piece of work. Don't shrug your shoulders. Don't get used to this insanity. The President of the United States praising a cruel dictator who violates human rights, threatens nuclear attacks, and oppresses his people and kills political opponents is not freaking normal. But he never said it because you didn't do your homework, Ana Navarro, of course. Navarro is far from alone for falling for this made-up quote. Democratic Representative Ted Lieu, that douchebag who tried to basically tear into Candace Owens about an out-of-context quote. Lieu later wrote that he removed the retweet after Bremmer admitted the quote was fake. Oh. Left-wing activist Media Matters Deputy Director of Rapid Response Andrew Lawrence also amplified the invented quote. He called it equally incredible how easily manipulated the president is, and also Democrats haven't figured out how to take advantage of this yet, because it was false. Other critics of the president similarly promoted the false information, and this douche canoes. Why is the GOP silent? And then Shauna, Golden Gate Blonde. Remember when the GOP was super mad at that Obama wouldn't say radical Islamic terrorism? Good times. Idiot. It's pretty amazing to consider what Republicans are okay with. Moron. So you see that from that. This is also the 26th. He defends and deletes his false tweet. Basically, it's the same thing. This is what actually Donald Trump said. North Korea fired off some small weapons, which disturbed some of the people and many others, but not me. I have confidence that Chairman Kim will keep his promise to me, and also smiled when he called Swamp Man Joe Biden a low IQ individual, and worse. Perhaps that's sending me a signal. But you see, he never said what Ian Bremmer said. But of course, that doesn't matter at this point. So here it is yesterday. A political scientist caused confusion when he made up a Trump quote the president noticed. Of course he noticed. Trump again called for libel laws to be changed after a prominent political scientist and think tank leader made up the quote and attributed it to Trump. Says President, there is a quote again. Says the tweet style is a direct quote, was shared by some people who did not verify it. Representative Ted Lieu, Democrat, California. And Anna Navarro said her thing. Of course. Trump made his news conference in Tokyo after he sided with North Korea in a war of words with Democratic presidential contender and former Vice President Joe Biden. But, so here's where Ian Bremmer apologized. Kinda. Bremmer initially defended the tweet, of course, writing that he believed it was both obviously ludicrous and yet kind of plausible. Especially on Twitter, where people automatically support whatever political position they have, which is somewhat true. That's the point, he wrote. But he apologized Monday as media coverage grew, of course, saying he would have made the quote in jest. Absolutely. Quote, my tweet yesterday about Trump preferring Kim Jong-un to Biden as president was meant in jest, he wrote. I should have been clearer. My apologies. I guess that's as best apology you're ever going to get from somebody who would say something like that. These information spreads on social media remains a pressing problem as the 2020 president runs to race gears up. Last week, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and other social media companies allowed a video that was doctored to make House Speaker Nancy Pelosi appear drunk to be uploaded to sites where it was viewed by millions of times. Again, you got to do your homework. A spokesman for the Eurasia Group of what Bremmer's president said that Bremmer had no further comments beyond his apology on Twitter. Of course he doesn't. Trump has made more than 10,000 false or misleading claims while in office, according to the Washington Post fact checker. And we should believe the Washington Post fact checker because they're the Washington Post. Owned by Jeff Bezos, who are left-leaning, has long said that it would be like to change U.S. libel laws, which shield defendants from guilt unless they are approved to be made false and defamatory statements against public officials with malicious intent. Yeah, this is not necessarily malicious intent, but who knows? That standard dates the Supreme Court decision of 1964. Yeah, man, that's 55 years already. Correction, May 8th. An earlier version of the story incorrectly identified Ian Bremmer as a current professor at New York University Stern School of Business. He is a former professor at the university. Look at her. Anyways. So yeah. So what do you expect? This is par for the course for, Ian Bremmer's left. He's from New York. He works in New York. He works in a think tank. Of course he's left. And I do have to give him credit where credit is due. He apologized. Simple as that. I mean, I don't think he doesn't need to go any farther than this, but I think his point too is that you got to do your research. If you're going to joke, and especially in a high prominent position as he is, you got to make sure it's caught on as a joke. Because if it's not caught on as a joke and people run with it, Democrats apparently are going to eat crow, and apparently Ted Lieu and Anna Navarro, all Democrats. One is a congressman, one is a left-wing nut job on a alphabet news organization, not Google, but CNN or ABC, CBS, ABC, MSNBC, etc., etc. You get the point. Basically, one of the things I learned in a master's in history is before you write anything down, before you take anything as the gospel truth, you need to make sure to get your facts straight. I did a video earlier about something, and I thought I'm going to wait a few days, maybe a week, and then do a follow-up on that, and then do it might end up to 20 minutes, but I wanted to put it out. I'm like, you know what? I was kind of hot putting out. I might cool my jets for a second and kind of like see what else or what other information I can pull up. And I think that's only prudent in this case, especially with Ian Bremmer and his quote unquote controversy that it's already under his Wikipedia. So, yeah. Again, I guess what can be taken out of this is do your homework and don't jump to conclusions. Unless you're a Democrat and it's okay, you can do that because that's just you're par for the course when that happens.